Authorities in Nigeria have warned citizens against traveling to Australia due to reports of increasing verbal abuse and discrimination targeting foreigners. The warning issued by the Foreign Affairs Ministry came shortly after Australia issued a travel advisory to its citizens, cautioning them against traveling to Nigeria.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to the channel, as usual, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Have you done that yet? Thank you. If you haven't, please don't forget to subscribe before you zoom out. Now, share the video, like, and let me know what you think in the comment section. So apparently it's like Australia is warning its citizens not to visit Nigeria. And this didn't go down with Nigerians or the Nigerian government so well that Nigeria or the Nigerian government has also come out issuing warning to Nigerians who will be traveling to Australia not to go on that journey, because to them the news they have on the ground is Australia are kind of like acting xenophobic towards foreigners in Australia. So Nigerians are being cautioned or warned not to travel to Australia. And when you listen to the whole thing, you get to realize Nigeria never came up with this excuse for its citizens not to travel to Australia till the Australian government coming to the realization of how Nigeria currently is kind of like a dangerous place to be at the moment because of the rates or the number of crimes or the rate at which crime is kind of like very high over there, the kidnappings and all that, which the Australian citizens or the Australian government, it's caring so much for its people, warning its people to be careful or not to travel to Nigeria. Nigeria now thinks or sees it as a dent on their image, and that they also have to retaliate, and in retaliating they are also advising their people not to travel to Australia. Now I just don't get it. Who needs who? You who is who are dying in your country by the crimes of your own people, warning them not to travel out to Australia just because Australia want its people not to travel to Nigeria. They even gave specific states that its citizens are not to travel to those states when you are going to Nigeria. But it didn't go well with them, and to them they think it's time for them to also fight back by warning their citizens not to travel to Australia. So tell me, who loses in this fight? Who is it going to affect the most? Please let me know in the comment section.
Now turning to West Africa, where Nigeria has issued a travel advisory for its citizens planning to travel to Australia. Nigeria has cautioned its citizens planning to visit Australia to exercise heightened vigilance due to an uptick in reports of harassment and discrimination against foreigners in the country. In a statement released on social media, Nigeria's foreign ministry said that there was a surge in anti-Semitic and Islamophobic hate crimes in Australia. It warned that surging cases had increased the risk of violence against foreigners. It advised its citizens to be mindful of the prevailing cultural and social dynamics to ensure their safety in the country. Now back to its claims. Nigeria particularly highlighted an incident from December of 2024 in a suburb in Australia's Sydney, where a car was set ablaze and anti-Israel graffiti was sprayed on the buildings nearby. Australia. It came just days after Australia issued a similar warning to its citizens against visiting Nigeria. On the 20th of December, the Australian government published an advisory cautioning its citizens to reconsider their travel to Nigeria. This was due to growing terrorism, acts of kidnappings, increasing civil unrest, and crimes in the West African country. Of the 36 states in Nigeria, the Australian authorities labelled at least 24 states as places that its citizens should not travel to. That included states such as Borno, Delta, Gombe, Kaduna, Kano, Niger, River and Sokoto, among others. Now, the Australian government also cautioned its citizens against public displays of affection and cross-dressing in Nigeria, as the West African country had strict laws against same-sex relationships. So, in such a situation, it seemed only relevant for Nigeria to caution its own citizens too. However, some observers found Nigeria's response contradictory. They said that Nigeria highlighted only a standalone incident in its warning, while condemning Australia for its multiculturalism and tolerance. They further said that the 2024 Global Peace Index rankings painted a very different image about Australia. Australia was ranked in the 19th position out of 163 countries, while Nigeria was ranked in the 147th position. But with this new cautionary advice to its citizens, concerns are emerging on whether there are tensions brewing in an otherwise stable diplomatic relation between Nigeria and Australia.
This Nigerian traditional media, we're discussing the issue, and I want you to pay attention to what they're discussing and let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think they are right or they are wrong? Why is every country now rejecting Nigerians? Not only other African countries, but even European countries and stuff. You know, Nigerians really need to get it. It might get to a time Nigerians will be blocked all across the globe, and they will have to find their way out, living only in their country, and wouldn't be allowed in any other country if care is not taken. Every country is now scared of Nigeria and Nigerians. Be it neighboring African countries, the Americas, even Europe, everybody now is scared of Nigeria and Nigerians. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the discussion they're having, their submissions and all that. So let's go watch the video and we'll be back.
Some international politics playing the rounds between Nigeria and Australia. Warnings from here and there flying over the whole place. Why do they just think they can just come and bully us? Philip?
Yeah, I think I like the fact that you use the word they think they can come and bully us. You know, the international communities are fond of all this stupid warning and every slight missed opportunity. You know, the Nigerian statistics, the Bureau of Statistics, in their own annual report, did say that, look, the level of insecurity of Nigeria has reduced, but we are not there yet, and this is the position. The next thing we could hear from Australia saying that issuing a warning advice to their citizens not to come to Nigeria for what reason they give. So, Nigeria might go into a civil crisis, civil war. What were their reasons? Because people were kidnapped and then some persons were killed. Is it only in Nigeria that things like that happen? We know as a fact that the numbers of persons that died in America every to either gone or the people that died in the UK to knife or they are more than the one recorded in Nigeria. Nobody hear of that. Even that of Australia. You see, I'm so happy that the Nigerian government stand up to the Australia this time around. It's not every time when they issue their warning, we find a warfare, they just bury it. No. Sometimes we are equal partners in international committee. So there's no difference between Australia and Nigeria. Australia is a country, Nigeria is a country. If you think you can issue warning to your citizens, I don't see any reason why Nigeria should issue the same warning, because they have hate crime and all of that in their country to that work against foreigners. And nobody has talked about that. Because in Australia, you can't do some certain things because of their law, you know. But they come here, they behave like lords, and the Nigerian government give them all the support for them to live the way they want. Here is a country that is peaceful with you. We don't have any issue with them. The next thing you could do is to put our name in jeopardy, that our country is not safe, your citizens should not come. Because if we do not stand up to them, the next thing we hear that the British will issue, America will issue, and that will disturb our...
To go around.
Yes.
Okafor,
Yeah.
among the League of Nations, we are not children. We are not small. Not in human resources, not in capital resources, not in mineral resources. Why will Australia be talking to us anyhow?
You know, this idea that the moral compass or the compass of righteousness or the compass of what is right
It's
and wrong
measured.
Emanates from the Western countries should be challenged. Actually, when you come to human development, there are rules and there are cultures and there are ways of life have done more harm to us than good. Okay, so this idea of that they are the one that measure what is good or bad, it should be discarded. That's not to say we don't have our local challenges. We have debated it here, that in as much as Asiwaju is fighting insecurity, it's clear that he did a lot better than Buhari, and we believe he's doing more. That for us to still have up to 2.2 trillion naira spent on ransom, that we still have a long way to go. Okay, but we didn't ask people not to move around in Nigeria. You understand? The Australia themselves, you see the Islamophobia that is in Australia. Nigeria should actually write that any Muslim traveling to Australia should be careful. You need to see the level of hate crime simply because you are black. Monitoring you. If you go to any city that is just made up of all white people, police will be following you about simply because you're a black man. Nobody's advising anything. And why will Australia raise that kind of advice against Nigeria, but not against America, not against UK? This past year alone, check it. How many gun deaths that's happened in America every year? Nothing less than 40,000. You understand? Every year, gun deaths in America. And look at the statement they made after saying, no, there could be kidnap or whatever. There could be kidnap almost anywhere. It's happening in other places. Yes, we are not proud of any part. We are not proud of this bad in Nigeria today. Yes. Now, for a government to speak of another government like that there is risk of civil unrest. Are you wishing that government?
That exactly.
I think the Australia is trying to sponsor unrest in Nigeria. So because they are, by their utterances, it shows that they don't want to see Nigeria in peace.
They have always not wanted.
So they want us to be in crisis so that they can harvest our natural resources unabated. That's
what sign do they have that there could be civil unrest? Are you wishing civil unrest on Nigeria? You know, some of these things they do. That is why I keep turning back to our government. It's time for our government to stop this idea of running to the West,
going cap in hand,
playing a second fiddle, trying to be in their good books. Yes. They should focus our resources on development programs for our youth, develop our country, develop our nation. For our youth, develop our employment.
Let them develop.
Stop stealing our money and going there to give them.
Yes.
Buy houses that you don't live.
You live in Abuja.
You live in Abuja. You live in Lagos. You are buying houses in London. You are buying houses in Australia. You are buying houses in New York. For what?
The first money
and paying houses, paying taxes.
Exactly.
Paying taxes on that houses.
Paying their government. Why would they say what they are saying?
And at the end of the day, they'll be any little thing they are trying to choke you. Why don't they say that of America? Gun death, only gun death. We're not talking of other things. Gun deaths, gun violence in America annually, in most cases, over 40,000. More than the death or kidnap or everything happening in Nigeria. Has Australia issued anything for that? No respect. And now you are wishing a risk. For you to say risk of me, it's not happening. Risk of civil unrest. And it is telling them to consider traveling to Nigeria.
I think beyond the letter that was written by the media person from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I think the ambassador should have been summoned.
Yes,
I think so.
Aside that, what he said, I want to lay more credit to it. In fact, our northern brothers, our Muslim brothers, in fact, they should be stopped from going to Australia because they are at risk. The risk is very palpable from their letter. You don't understand? So, yes, I think the Nigerian Foreign Affairs Ministry should summon the Australian ambassador to Nigeria for them to explain.
Where is this emanating
from? What are the signs of the civil war that they see?
What our own National Bureau of Statistics freely released to the public that you are relying on to do this? Can you give us more information?
Information about the civil war so that we can curb it.
If there's something you know that we don't know.
Exactly.
Do they know what it means, civil unrest? Do they know how do you wish that to a country?
I want to believe strongly that they want to sponsor civil unrest.
Because this is the only country we have, yes. Good or bad. We criticize it simply because we want it to be better. Not that we want to. Yes. We don't want to burn this country down.
Yes.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Rush. Good evening. Yeah. Now, what you say? Me say so that woman who ye. Yamin so and miss me who ye. Yamin so and miss me free you abedu fee. Now, my follow YouTube channel. Don't me subscribe you. But now me show videos. Now, previous video na ye tea yen. Na me me uncle madam for driver ni bia ya you be ni ono say Ghana ni na ye di nkomo. Aba me ba na me fa car no na ye di nkomo na me kan about. No my question no so on so the same thing like she'll be happy say your mom come. Ghana it me be no mo kwa be bo cause omo do so okro no mododo. And as this the problem is omo do so na omo do so Ghana nka omo bra mo ate say ada agifo no na omo nye basa and can hide this kidnapping and killing. No, that's the way the problem is. And my listen to one of guy be say ada yeah na yeah no like yeah target is omo nko yenye me evidence by near young gather information, but some of the points you making some point, but some of the things I begin to see that it doesn't make any sense because you have a lot of evidence to prove. And once you go to migration and police office, police side too, especially migration side, there's a lot of information. Many of them coming here, they don't have any papers, they don't have any proper work here to come and do in this country, but they are trooping. They say, I say, Ghana, open down, crowd, win your view. Akra ha open down, your bread, and crass kwa more. They so called bonomama. Yes, so called most of them, baby, are called spare ties, pies, like spare parts, I yes, like motor, who no man. Most of them mona moton. It's a Ghana hands on a car, aboso kind of moton cars on my pa, aboso kind of me. Cycle can many driver and according to driver and me fan and men casan. Or so much me loaded try car who no more from Krum. Now no man saw mother banana papa. More their big good overhead ho baby now most on tongue for Emma man for a person more J Ghana for being my Jumanibi. Into all this thing we gather audited their information. And I think right early 2019, the same thing now. Mokofa phone so ba. Money Ghana for ya no ba say okay. Some of the phones in about the mama shop on. But more wa betuna to 4 be a 4 series amaye. Na ya so akotong no 5 na ya 1 series boy ya no kohoma aduan. Moti ase musi yo. Afi de mo de shop on Ghana for eti ase de shop on ma. Na mo kwa na mo aton ade na ma Ghana for no 5 series. Obi fa achire ba na mama tonga ma no force na wonim sa na tonga force ne ma nipa no no so enko tong no 5 cedi na wo twa wa tong 5 cedis ama no obi ba what so hwim e dey ama no 4 cedis. This are the things that these people do and they think that they are smart and all this smart is evil. She ayi ohene ba ya omokwachi na akola 17 years masa ya akola na dwen sa akola be ba normal enya asam ke say anopa ide amene odun koma ba kuma si dey say bra say what say obi ba life women na je no evidence do Ghana for na no ka say Ghana for na be ye wo England ho na wo kan Ghana for no munkum nipa. They are not killing people but these people they kill people. Some of them they kidnap people, they kill people, they use human being for rituals, for sacrifice. Ono all can we no on Mr. Say hefa our West Africa hanama Ghana ni akosti no ho hene e wo honom. Wa benya ho betra say I'm Igbo king in this land. Aha. You know what adedi. You know what ni ade bia. You know ni de ade bia. You know what ni chafa bia wa. Ade na obesi wo hene wa ha. Usi hene ya wo so atosta ase, obesi hospital, obesi school, obesi hotel, e be free Nigeria say ministers for na be free Nigeria ba. Wa mo ba mo lodge ho no mo. En Ghana ho no mo na Nigeria ho no mo na Ghana ni be na be yi say adwuma no ho no. We look about all these things. If you say ECOWAS have a limit. ECOWAS doesn't give somebody authority to come and be a king. ECOWAS emma obi se betena oman no mu na kum nipa. ECOWAS emma nipa se betena ha na bewia na bebokro no na betwitu agina obi so kunu na gisika. Bekenapu obi. Amanfo mma nkwa edasan mu. Takrade for girls yi about 3 years or 4 years yi university na omowo washo wo ba tete oba mu mawre mu se ya hwakola university level nim se akola we be wie suka ma obibia di na da kwakola ne pie wa ma enne ba pem samrempo ba bia akola na wonnim se ote ase se wawu wuhu no funu mpo na akemi akasa me de me ba ne sie wa ha na e bia afi bi do a me de flower akora akoto ne naso then evidence na ohwehwe bi say migration. Yes, migration they are not far from Ghana. We can still go for them. Betimi akomo akobisa aje more information. Ghana Police Service we mu na say ya there's Nigeria ni bia minimum wa ha oton car spare hunu ma ne bi spare parts hunu ma ne bi. There's a small boy bia on ne ta akola na ba me hu no kete na wa on akola na ye adwuma opie ko be bia o da so ne je akola no akola no ye kromfo. Beya this a new 2 weeks ni ana me call na ye do me area highlight enti me call ho side na me call charge phone me call no ho na me chia no na me say wapon na oba no call no so me ba na me de no call Nigeria wo na me say adan wase akola na ko wia na akola no ko wia na ya me na ya adom na akola no ko bodi so wo bi enkante side no ko do Ghana prison na ye den beto obi ma na ye adwuma den star wo ho na ko prison na ye wo bi no star omo foreigners omunye Ghana fo enti uba na okoboko na echi wa do to Ghana prison de obeye dwumaden asomoman no enti akola no koka ye no na ye ma na de won akola no se ne onfre ye fra ka cha akola se ne fra nipa na maye na omo akola no frɛ no na ko otua okaka wo boy oyi akola no picture kyerɛ me na Hancock gu ne nsam enti na ni ya ba akọ na Nigeria ni ba akọ na share wo hono na mo ben no na me ono den okọ ponko ye after that Manchester na ye de ne car ne bre no na osoro ko ye enti na ba akọ na oka ho na me na mbisa no na o se o se akola no o se ma akola no wonnete wo beyi wo yem se den akola no onhu mpo se de wo ye no po ne wanfa ho sa wo ye na ma obewia na mbisa sa hefa na okobo sa akro no no na o se Udu Carnation Market on a police station now or honor. There's a fitting shop, be car shop, be fitting shop, be or honor or more year mechanic juma or hon a honum until omo pong no kofia a colana nam no monitor and the dana dear or codin some bono ko bokron near chain or Babia latabi a question I'm gonna obi car hunoma. I'll that sorry yano near betu car engine African moko car engine so it's not almost about 20,000 or 50,000. Imagine what your big master enough is enough. Etu ko chiri baby achiro omo nko na ye ho nso nto ye kakra. Ope dan wa ha omo beje dan baby afa. Omba nso na wo de dan ma omo. Omo firi dan mo kɔ no. Omo di nsambo no. Baby na baby cry baby yi. Sister ba ko sister Kate omo ho no ma ba ko obi no beje dan wo ho. Entoka. De wuntumi. Na fiura na pam omo. Fiura na se ne time so obetu ontu nko na onje father na ma na biem because of the ye no mo behavior no. Obo mo ankɔhwe se kanya nku omo ho. Opam wo mo na okoye ne fiora no so omo koye na okobie dan na yakɔ toilet agum esi hɔ no omo bedwo nso akɔ toilet agu dan no obes na ko so be sese no ma wodan ansa na wo firi hɔ akɔ hostel bi wa ha se ya na mbia me wo sese hostel bebre bi betena ha the same suban omo tumi kwa bobɔ like ebi no kra nyem kra no tumi da de bɔ na moja te fiora no hwe din na se come on wo so de na si fo no opam wo mu nyina ma mo firi ha me hostel bi sia ye broni bi dia na wo ye dan na ye Nigeria okọ onfa mam nti omo ko na me no bi sa wo ye ho am ka so body ba hu so wo ye Nigeria ba pam oso ko onje Nigeria ni bia ho apart from Ghana for and other countries I don't know but the minimum is also on pen Nigeria ni one hostel nti wanje omo enkrofo wo omo wicked na doso o aba na wo yi wo yem so no be ye adwuma no ba ko bi betena ye ho no me Christian obi anu watu kwan aba bebo bra no ono sori a obeda nipa na babia obeso anu no ono sori 2 am ekọ sunlight epensuo wo pese wo data ma wo pe na wasori wo sori nso so a na yere kura nkwala ba emiensa ntotofe wan ketenkete peni no kra na ba ccs they do 2 years na wasan wo na chintem kwa woni 1 year sa obeso sister ne mu pokra mfa no ho ono be bretwa no ho aye aduane odi wie so the chance na akosi ho ama no wo ya na maame ana wo ya na busuani enam sa asore na ade waba no wo boa nso kamba so nka wi yem boa no nso ni nyina so won ye osore tena call ho obetimi asate call ye from 1 pm bepem sa mre anka 1 timi born 12 hours no gina phone so unhu adwuma papa wo ba ya nso na say okay o pay adwuma ye ono esate o bank ye man office na coordinator ka chen say yenya office adwuma bi ama mate adwuma na ho dey 50 Ghana bakwa akoya ma ye mbo na koye so on pay no nso dia no na ye be ya ama ose ono wakọ school ntini mate no wondi na ono nso say wondi nso dia ne san akọ okurom ene omo ma ne sika na omo say adwuma wo ye sika sai na wo ne yemfa bi nso so na san akọ okurom ono mgbembe tete ama na ono nso say sika sai na ebenya ama ye ntimi nya transportation ni na ama Port Harcourt na also wifiri enti kɔ na kɔ yɛ adwuma na yɛmfa bi nso ɔso na kɔ na nsuo fo ɔndo ma chi kura nkɔ yi nsuo na mo ntɔn traffic na yɛ mienu mo nso mo na gye mo yɛ mienu na mo bɛso ɛho enti kamba mo kɔ na de mo yɛ 100 cedis mo bɛkyɛ 50 mo ba nso na yɛre bɛnua bibi na mo nya bi adi ɔno mpɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ankyɛ na mo pam mo yɛ ya kura na ngɔ na chi kɔ kura na ɔkɔɔ obi ampo amua no sɛnde ɔkɔba na mo yɛ na ɔbɛdi kasa nkrɔfo wɔ na mo nyam nkrɔfo wɔ na mo nyam enti no Ghana ha na mo wa mmara sɛ me de menim na masua afa ho a me mate afa ho no sɛ Ghana ha sɛ wo ba ha na wo yɛ foreigner na wo ba kuro we so ɛwɔ sɛ ba na wo ba country ha na ɔman no e benefit bibi wɔ ho because wo ba yɛ adwuma ama adwuma na wo ba yɛ no wo ba yɛ adwuma na ama ebia wo bie campaign bi anaasɛ yes campaign bi ana adwuma titiri bi a obetumi ayɛ de afa Ghana fo gum a ɔmo citizen fo no be benefit ɔmo amonye adwuma yɛ no they can work under you a mbenya bibia benefit de adidi na ɔmo nsa akɔmɔ no that is the law na me nim sɛ ɛwɔ ɔman yi mu but all of a sudden ye nim ni aba ebɛtan sɛ kufu de assign say we are free since we have as African we are free to travel to can come to Ghana in which way aba na moba mo nso adwuma nso aba mo kakra mo ba nso so a nneɛma na nketenkete adwuma na wɔsɛ Ghana fo no yɛ na mo nsa kɔma saa adwuma na mo sa abɛgye efiri Ghana fo no nsam aboso kan mo ton spare parts yi mo nso ba ya mo akɔ fa ka ho spare parts no ma no ɛde aba ɛde tɔn abɔnfo ɛgu ɔmo mo adwuma phone ho shop ya mo ɛho asɛm ba yi mo se mo de mo ba mo yɛ de shop no ma mo ba mo ntu ma yɛ Ghana fo no mo kɔfa ba mo ntu ma yɛ 4 series yɛn so yɛn kɔtɔn no 5 series mo si yo afi de mo tu adane ma Ghana fo na mo sa twa mo ho ate so atɔn ma Ghana fo no ɔmo ma mba betɔ baako na ɛwɔ sɛ nkɔmo mo kɔ Ghana fo kɔtɔn no na mo ba mo sa twa mo ho atɔn adane 4 series ama nkrɔfo sɛ na tufuo bo na mo tu de ma Ghana fo no na bɛɛ de na ɔno Ghana ɔno so aba ho abɛtɔ so ɔno so pɛ de ɛfo easy way na ɔno aba ho na fi de we ne de na egu shop no sa ayɛ ntɔ alleged mo so hwɛ de ɛkɔsa what is going on nkrɔfoɔ no sɛ na mo yɛ fa yɛ chidia yɛ so yɛ mpene ɛna yi sɔre yɛ ne na ɛwo ɔmo gye shop no nyinaa firi ɔmo nsam ɛna yɛ obumatina afiri hostel bi a wabebree na mo to hɔ atem didie ɔmo sɔre ɔmo bɛdi Ghana fo atem saa ɛnti da kɔ ɔmo a mo hu nipa na ɔyɛ sɔfo na kwakyɛ nsɛ hwɛ mo ade a mo Nigeria fo mo yɛ no mia mo yɛ mo kurom fo ba mɛka no kwan gye mo yɛ na ɛnyɛ ne saa ɛnhyehyɛ sɛ na mo nipa nkrɔfoɔ na yɛ mo ate ase ama ɔmo sɛ ampa mo nso mo mbɛyɛ na mo nya bibi nso yɛ dɛ endi na mo ate ase na ɔde ade na ama mo adɛnti na mo sa twa mo ho ɛsa bu ɔmo ɛyɛ saa no mo no wo kwa na wo ti kuma mu na obi bɛyɛ wo yanka wo bɛpɛni ana nti de Ghana fo yɛ no so mo ba mo kɔkɔpa ɔmo kyɛw na mo sacrifice aso bambɔ no mu dia ɛnde ɔmo bɛpɛni ama mo mo mpɛni na sɛ aso bambɔ no we dia Ghana fo nso ɔmo nya ade ɔmo mfa ade no na Ghana fo nso de ɔmo yɛ no ɔno ohun sɛ ɔmo nyɛ bɔno bia na yɛ no korɔ no ne kwan so na ɔmo ayɛ no ɛna esi ɛsɔ papa no mu yɛ din na tɛma fine papa no so mi dɛ maka no korɔ akyerɛ wo ɛnti ɔmo a mo yɛ reasonable person a mo wɔ nyansa na ahobrɛase wɔ mo mu no ɔmo sa akɔ back ɛkɔ patch ɔmo Ghana fo no bi ɛte aseɛ de shop no bi da ne ma wɔn ba nyɛ ɔmo nyina akra bi ɛna nyaayɛ ɛna adaka no deɛ ɛpam wɔm na ɛm sɛ ɔmo sa akɔ back na ɔmo anya ɛna yɛ gye firi ɔmo nsa nkora sɛ ɛmfa mo bio do you see nti wɛdɛ this is the thing say the criminal for no yɛ mo yɛn tu ɔmo yɛ nyame mmoa yɛ na wei nso ɔsɛ yɛde mpaebɔ nso taa akyire because ade na mo kum nipa ade ya ritual no we no a spiritual thing, and you have to be vigilant and you have to be prayerful. Cry for the mercy of God to help us to save this country from these evil people. Na omo amudi sa asem no ye mo omo nko na omo nsam se mra ye mo oman no penimfo no so edi enim no ye nim sa Muhammad ono so matie na interview a ono ka se Togofo mpotimi aye we abọ mo border ho ban dia Ghana ha no omo bɛyɛ because of I also bebree nso already complain ama no say according to ono no say bebree nso aka afa ye border no ho say na no ma akɔ no enye nti ono nso say sa na Togofo timi abɔ mo de ho ban no so Togo ketewa we mpotimi ye we ya ye nye Ghana ye no so nche Togo no ma mpo aye we kwa ya we are far better than Togo nti so Togofo timi ye we de end ono nso bɛyɛ den ɔbɛyɛ nti mpa na yɛbɔ sɛ nyame yɛ adom na 7 January yɛsɔre ne inuwie a nyame mboa na ɔma ne nsa so na ɔnka n'akoma no ɔnyɛ ɔman ne ɔnsan yɛ research wɔ ɔman no mmara binom na akofoɔ nom ne akofo adom yiyi firi so basabasa bi na ɔman yɛ ɔman no nwran no wɔn nsa establish saa nneɛma no na ɛnsan bɔ ɔman no ho ban ɛne ɔman no gyapadeɛ ho ban ɛne citizenfoɔ na wɔn ɔman no ho ban na ehu sɛ wo foreigner wo beto citizen ni wa ha wo ni right say wo ne be tackle wo bibi ho wo ba o so obra wo ho ase wo nim so hwa na wontumi mbra wo ho ase san kɔ okrom omonye mmra foforo a nkrofo wo ye ma bebre na ansan kɔ okrom omonye mpo anka mo nyina nkɔ enti ye sa wi a na afi de mo nhwe mmra be mo hu say you have no right so baba oman no oman ni papa be pre bibi ho to hwa na oba na oman no mmra so wontumi ndi so asan kɔ. You cannot jump to the country and begin to be jangling and messing up and doing evil things anyhow. Because I do way I yeshani ha and I say masa yete ha na no ma jinsemu ye ma ene ena na no e ba na hefa na omfa so yesu amma na rapture nsi ankola san kola na wo mo daache eda san mu enije enu o ma fam esumdwe bia ni ho ono abasi ne ho so evil king no bedu da yoba no so sorry say ono so wahin da waso no so ya na portion na wo wa hwe we ya ye de tu kwan bo brahman ye yi wo tu kwan ko krofoforo so te sa America no de be ka say bi akwan wa na ha na wo do just 10 hours obedu ukrom no wo te ha say wo ye evil king and which way who give you that authority it is am that papa no de we should make sure say land no power so aton ye just land ni free nsem ye free nsem na saa nneɛma no nyinaa no ɔngye mfiri ne nsam na ɔma no hu sɛ she can never be a king in Ghana here she should go back to his country ɔmo dɔɔso wɔ ha this year ɔmo sɛ ɔmo celebrate ɔmo festival wɔ ha no ɔmo celebrate ɔmo festival wɔ ha ɛna even yam festival sɛ dɛn festival a wo invite wɔn nkorɔfo firi Nigeria ha are you not selling the country to your people that is to come trooping onto you anymore. According to migration, 500 of them a day enter into this country. What? Other countries are not more. But some ye bibi fa ho ya na mpanimfo no mahama ba so omboa na no mo start bibi pa yi. Mahama be di ade na nsen ya na mo keleme. Na mahama ne maame Nigeria ni. Obi a no say my stepmother who I grew up with him was coming from Nigeria. Stepmother, according to all your intelligence, I say we are smart, we are intelligent people. No? Stepmother, what does stepmother means? Stepmother and mother, is it the same thing? These people there, aha, we baby am way. Omodo also cry wa hachen yenya Ghana phone. Omodo also hachen Ghana phone. And some phones so moody. Omo mpe apra na omo ye fin. Toiletro a ye kasa mo kwa momfangu ade mu yade bin na so de what they say rubber line de mu no so mo kwa ma momfa toiletro no ntum te sa de ne betwok momfa ntu toilet paper no omo be kɔ na mo de atum to wo mu na ho na twok a ho na twok nti sometime kra no na you know feel na person omo kɔ nti obi ba kɔ na obi sam so energy o si again but then obey. Yeah, but you have something also to do. Until you pass your baby, men no abema. They all can say we don't have evidence. We have evidence. Say be a wona who ne ekoso a yenya ewa ha no, we feel the pain. We feel the pain and we know what is going on. Wonu omo okoshia car mu a me last me tina car mu na mbesi wo cycle. Me fa kanation. What a car nim na me so. Lady bi ono no ko odoko side na me so me mesi wo kanation nti me kosi amama asi bebre no. Omo nko inside lady na ekọ inside ono Nigeria ne te kwan ho. Lady ni embesin ono ontwe no ho. Wo so so o push kono no nya kwan besin. On person na me say hey oga, if you know that you will not put then get down. And I'm with the goon son of the phone so good goon so na fena sana or train ho na lady ni better so no ye din. Sometimes these people they don't need to give them chance. You have to be hard on them. Sana shaman for you know or more concentrate to almost this will be hard on them. No more who say yes. Ghana for no more honjo. Na do to kumasi na or yada no papa no. On custom cashing could na ne da beson. A beya that beya is a sinning or is it a dream? But enya da no so na ekoso pa. Na do on cash could na bibia wo ne mre. Na baabi a ɔhyɛ no ɔnhyɛ hɔ no mu din na onim na ɔfa kwan so na yɛso no mu ɔno ankasa ɔbɛte ne wahia Nigeria for nsɛ ɔmo yɛ nkorɔfo there's no way ɔbɛma ɔmo chance a nipa a ɔno yɛ bɔne timi ku no nua kafa no nua firi no kurom ɛne no nua once father one mother ɛne na abɛda in the name of money na nipa wo ɔbɛma ne chance sɛ wɔn ne bɛtena fie ɔbɛpie ɔba na ɔsesa wɔn ba nyinaa kɔ Ghana for na wokan do fraud no no cost kwa na Ghana for no mu nkum nipa. Omo nkum nipa mfa nye rituals, omo kidnap nipa. Ghana for ntimi nkɔtwe obi nkunu ntwa ne tisa mede ne kodi sika. Emfa ye nipa kum, emfa ye na dwuma. Do obi pass on odi defend no ho. Eye nka say ye papa de ye bone. Koma no so emra kasetia. It is no good. But not go to the essence of the point say uchi wonu akunu. In the name I'm hustling. What can do you call this in hustling? Criminal. Oh God, have mercy for these people. Have mercy for these people. This we subambon we be den na wo my akoso. E be ye den na wo my akoso ntinipa da na da bia wo nso no da gym. Na Boko Haram fo nam fa na mo so mo se fo na wo so mo soro ko. Mo so omo nya no ba ho. Omo tu kwa ko ba bia na mo ye pampa na omo am kasa mo nam ho na mo ndo omo ho. We hunu ho say this na mo kwa den so bebre so ma mo nyini ni na mo kuro so progress ntumi nkoso na mo life se me basa ne say we fi say te sesa na Ghana ha ye wakasa ba akwa nyina ye ka na ye wo no ofoni ye wa igbeni ye wa santini ye wa bononi ye wo fante bi ne sahwifo no mo ne mfantefo ne other store ba ye nyina ye te ho ase nim say nyina oman ba akona ne ye nya ye ka bom a pra ye ba wi ba akwa na ebu ka bom a ne bu no wuntumi mbu enti o say ye ka bom ye kyekyere ye man a kuro bia tumi be di omo so no omo no sa omo no mu hu ne sa pesa esi ibefo no omo kyerɛ omo ya hantanya ahomaso omo no omo bu omo ho ana omo no hu so omo na asa omo Nigeria for omo na mo nyansa twe obia enti we free we ha ansesa wo kasa ba we side ansesa we ba we side ansesa we ba we side Christian na meka the same thing obeka yi ɛna omo ibefo no kɔ we are wise people we are smart people ne sa homaso no enti some suban ne character bi no wo mu a want me and this now to what the sam papa musuban we wo mu ne sam papa mu we wo mu e be de so be ko wani Ghana has said sam papa mu na yes na ya se Kwame Nkrumah we say champion amre so say president bia breso or sorry say obi anko no kurom we no ofuni akọ kurom empenimfo hwe ya ta ne ka say de ya emboa oman no mo stop ya afido wetumi ko we nchen nkabo mu aba ye de pagya oman na nyame nso aboa ye nyaman ne pagya na nimu no omo no mo ho no mo ntesa we bu no ho say me smart especially mu ibofo no na south and east for no omo mu fa respect ma omo amoya no ofofo na no ofofo no susu mbu omo and now cause okọ so say most of omo so so rule omo country no so most of them now so coming for northern side ho no and on who so we northern side ho no so omo mu krampo so mu nipa omo mfa respect ma omo ho kra agye so mutu kwan dia ba wo kɔ mu kurom ho a wo bu akora Omusuban yep time papa. A hand tiny homaso. They are always proud people. Want to make sure say, yene smart. Now wo be a wo smart, and now wo smart we be brebe nyina chin wo my attitude common light kra mu ni bi. Common light mu ni. Mo hyemra wo mokro mu say, mo obi mfa bibi mfru other country enwura mo man mu. Ba mo mbo mu de mutimi fa no mafiri mokro mu de wura obi man mu. Can you imagine? That's their law. Wo kut kokra na kura pin kura na do border so mbeje ato atwene ye ma mfa ngro. Because we are then you can never enter with something. Bringing something from your country to enter in Nigeria is not allowed. But you can carry something from Nigeria across the country. This country now who the one penny or bear side now or mine the obetini to come but turn normal through ho at their cough of crop for us but crop for to me for being real mama. How can this country progress? Now we'll say we are smart. And which way? Can't be so now we are smart. Ghana hamanfo tumi do no afiri omo man so be wura ha e beton eto han so de ekọ na yenso anya omo de na omo so anya ye de ba wo de also wo mpene sa wo man mu fo no aduane from A to Z ye mpene omo amu ndi omo local ranch omo mo no se enye de ba ko se te sa amra ma establish e pemenne obi sa Nigeria ni bi obeka hye omo sika no so omo sika yenye 1 cedi e omo 100 naira yenye 100 cities na yenye din wa Ghana ha no do come ho waje 10,000 naira so that you can make temple bafo we mu na munye obi awo omunye obi anu na eku omo kasa bebre ti se anko hu na ye dede kasa gbogbogbogbogbo jo kasa bebre sa na wo kasa sa na eya ni se onu nu ni mama na ti se anko hu na ankora nsu owo mu na baby papa wo mu no obomu a noise bi ani ba de hwe ni mu no obomu a dede hu nko a obi a gina nchen bi aten kasa bibi jesi wa sa na mo life te most of them me ya fan born nchen me pastor fi ho ba no de on tesa na me fan born nchen mo ya me de me yin on free nchen ene others I ka ho but most of them no omonya Nigerian kasa so concern they have good people but they are bad people always doing bad to shadow cover the nature of the good people the ama country bia empower myself they must row them. They don't like them at all because of money and no character me na mo kasa mo Ghana na mo Ghana me say ah na da na me de me hu mo ba ba bia me betina ayi na me say afira ofa ba bia o te ka mu a mo ofa ha me say boy yokobu nsu na ba ku gina ya kasa no te say on kasa ko bi say am I Ghanaian na me say what do obi say but the person doesn't know boy ya na mo ya ka chen say yen sa o ka say so the person doesn't know but you have to answer wan kan chen say yen sa ba ka chen say nipa no nim say wonya Ghana ni nti wona be ma na hu say wonya Ghana ni dwe kan bi say omo mu ade nkasa omo mema no omo mma nyina especially omo mma no so ebi mu omo ya hantan ya homaso bi nim so na mbe ma no so me ababia me wo no omo mema no bi approach me ya so omo pe me se me pe no ba akokwa the small bi so on kan be kan share me so ope me na ohum se me ye good me hard work na me so kan share say enam we enya wonam there's a wrong meat you can't take it does not belong to you. Then if I no kase me asam am kase nso kase say it's wrong meat. Me hu no ha kase se me hwe na masere na me come baby so wo wanyini ame mache wonya me dan say ya me kofa de me ko em say ye di Christmas ya de chin ye e na me em say na 7 days or say em say Christmas day na on the 25th no na me call La Paz me ba na me de me ba na me fa me no bi wo ho timiri na me pay nsu ato ene bibi ato na me so o tigate na me so me to ade wa haba nti onje me no ma no so is safe. I'll protect it for you, don't worry. Timi ko ba ye na me say o me da ase me fa de na have you marriage na me say yes enko be pay me obi say me waware me say am ware na me ware kwa me ka wo mtiri me say me ware kwa me pe obi kwa ware anya wo Nigeria ni na me kuro Ghana ha me ma ye na me pe obi aware me pe me kuro me ni aware Ghana ni aware bibi ni amatinya dum ka me kodi wachi afi na bone to me ho na me dwane ato ano e me bu kra mbo nsi ebi mpo nsi ana me dɛ me sɛ o ayɛ maware mekaeɛ kora matam adeɛ kora me na mekɔ na meanim kora me na mede mente w'anim kora mpo ma wo kora na wobɛgyina m'anim wokasa nso kora no ansa na mema wo no na mekɔ because mahu atra na mastadi mu suban ya follow o ma ahu sɛ mo sɛ mahu sɛ adwen na mo sɛ mo yɛ smart enhwe way a mo yɛ smart but me follow mo hu sɛ smart na mo sɛ mo yɛ wicked and full of wickedness and evil long quantity there's not any nothing benefit or proper thing is coming from there me we say mo say I would love to be marry somebody like you like you people no. Though some of them, they are good people over there. May God forgive me. I'm not replacing all of them. But there are some good people, but the evil I shadow them. But may the Lord have mercy. And the Lord to rescue this country and save this country for these evil and wicked and criminal people. In Jesus' name. We shall meet again. By God's grace. Thank you. God bless you all. May God help us, grace, wisdom, power, and strengthen us to do good work to serve this Ghana peacefully in Jesus' name. May the Lord help all of us. Good night. Sounds silly for everybody. Thank you. Bye.
If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.